Good morning, I'm Jackie from Absolute Corporate Events, and today I'm going to speak to Perrine, my French friend from the Belmond group, who's going to tell us a little bit about their more unusual offerings. So, bonjour Perrine.
Bonjour Jackie. So yes, my name is Perrine Chapelain and I'm the Global Director of Sales for Meetings and Incentives for Belmond, which is a curated collection of luxury experiences. So our story started in 1976 when our founder acquired an iconic hotel in Venice, Hotel Cipriani.
Beautiful.
And shortly after, acquired carriages of the fabled Venice Saint Orient Express train, as you do, and decided to restore the train to its former glory and connect London to Venice. So nowadays, fast forward 45 years, we are owner-operator of 45 iconic hotels, trains, and also river cruises. And we're also part of the world's largest luxury group, LVMH. In a nutshell, this is Belmond.
Yes, lovely. I'm glad I didn't try and pronounce your surname. I would have got that wrong. So one of the key features, I think, of Belmond is the ability to actually humanise the guest experience in this very sanitised world. And I know you've been doing a lot about this. So can you tell us a little bit more?
Absolutely. So it's very true that Belmond has been known. I think the core of who we are is really incomparable service, but it's also lies in our heritage, and it's rich in culture and the wonders of nature, and genuine connections with local communities. So obviously, like everybody else, we've had to close our properties for a few months. And during this time, our teams have worked really, really hard, not only in terms of working on immense protocols for health and hygiene, which everybody has done, and we've partnered with SGS, the global leader for testing and inspection. I think above and beyond that, there's been a lot of thought that has gone into how do we fulfill guests with emotional benefits in an otherwise sterile world. Because it's all good to have people feeling safe, but you don't want to, as you mentioned, dehumanize that experience, because then you take away the essence of what Belmond is and the joy of travel. So what we've done, actually starting from lockdown, is adapting our communication and building it around the concept of the Belmond art of good living, which is actually that beautiful balance between guilt-free indulgence, but also anything that can enrich your soul, your body. Because what has come out of that pandemic, I think, for people, two things, is that new appreciation of slowing down the pace, which
Definitely.
we didn't know how to do before, especially in our corporate environment, always chasing that clock. So I think we all appreciate now that work-life balance, but also having been deprived from that joy of travel, I think there's a thirst for discovery. So really, we've taken that time to reimagine the future of luxury travel tomorrow. So it's really been about enhancing dining experiences, using our outdoor spaces, creating beautiful bubble, like with our trains and cruises, to create those beautiful journeys of discovery, going deeper into a destination, slowing the pace, offering those beautiful local produce, ethically sourced, to create those dining experiences. So really about that warmth and that intimacy that we want to bring to our guests, and you can achieve that with groups as well, which is wonderful.
Yes, and I think we saw how authentic that could be when we did our incentive to Peru. It was an amazing trip. I wasn't there, unfortunately, but it's on my bucket list. So one day, I think that would be good for my soul, actually, a trip to Peru.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the destination by excellence. We're talking about immersing yourself in one of the most beautiful cultures and authentic, actually, country in Latin America. And we have this beautiful train, and the group went on this train, the Belmond Harumbingan, and it's that 4-hour journey that links Cusco to Machu Picchu, and you go through the Sacred Valley, following the river, and you really see life as it happens in the destination, and you interact with those communities and you talk to them. And there's a lot that we do in terms of CSR as well, and we can stop along the way. So we really don't want the current situation to stop people from enjoying all of this. So we have really challenged ourselves on how we can carry on whilst making people feel safe.
Yes, Machu Picchu is definitely on my bucket list. Has been for a while, but to do it on a Belmond train, I think would be the ultimate. So wasn't able to go on that incentive trip because it was for a corporate client, but maybe next time. But maybe, yeah, but maybe closer to home though, I could probably do this in Ireland, because you now have a sleeper train in Ireland, as well as some cruise ships, which I think some people may not realise about Belmond.
Absolutely. Actually, we have 7 luxury trains in total across the world. So there's definitely a little gem on your doorstep, and more than one actually. And I saw your interview with Simon, and he was talking about the beautiful Westbury Hotel in Dublin, which is actually one of our key partners, because this is where we meet our guests before we whisk them away on the Belmond Grand Hibernian, which is our luxury sleeper train, traveling through the beautiful Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland. So a lovely, again, discovery over the course of 2 or 4 nights, departing from Dublin, Houston. And what you can do is actually privatize the train. It's almost a boutique hotel on wheel, which makes it so lovely, because you get to discover so much more. Obviously being able to move every day, but then you come back to this beautiful luxury train, and have again that amazing cuisine, and we tailor activities as well. So it's not like you're on the train and you just look out the window. We actually stop every day and we can completely tailor the itinerary. And what's beautiful as well, especially now, is that we have worked so much on our local connections in terms of offering exclusive access to stately houses where you meet the owner, you go just your group, nobody else is there. You really have that privileged moment, or have exclusive golf course or estates where you can do so many activities and kind of get that time with your team. And equally, we can turn around one of our dining cars if you wanted to have a board meeting. So if you're looking at anything between 20 and 40 guests, you can have such a lovely experience in a destination so close to home, but possibly see things that you've never seen before in Ireland, which is wonderful. Rediscovering what's on your doorstep.
Oh yes, and Ireland's on our doorstep, isn't it? And I think a train is a very good alternative to offering something different in a socially distanced way in between the carriages. So I think it's a great idea for some of the corporates to consider.
Really a little cocoon. I think, you and I know that all the actors of the events industry, we will do our due diligence. So the moment you've boarded the train, we've done everything ahead of the journey to make sure that everybody is safe. So once you're on a train, you're in such a little bubble and you go throughout the countryside that, there's no risk. You can really just relax, slow the pace, reconnect with people and just enjoy the little pleasures in life, which is lovely. And actually a river cruise is very similar. You mentioned earlier, we do have a lovely collection of luxury barges in France. So to all the wine lovers, and Jackie and I, we love our wine, don't we?
We love our French wine.
A glass of wine, never gonna miss. So you can privatize, our largest barge, which can take up to 12 guests, but also happy to privatize 2 or 3 barges in tandem if you had a few more people, but you have your private chef on board. You're sailing through Burgundy, tasting delicious wine, seeing those beautiful villages, getting off board again every day to have some lovely exclusive experiences, going to the chateau, meeting the producers, the owners. So over the course of 3 nights, 4 days, it's a wonderful experience, and we really kind of prepare everything for you. So really, once you've landed in Paris or perhaps in Lyon, for example, you get your transfer, you whisked away again on the barge, and then everything's included. So again, just take a step back, have a glass of champagne and relax.
Yeah, no, but I do think trains is a good consideration. It's certainly an alternative to hotel boardroom, and as you say, can provide a sanitised environment. And keeping on that train thing, I know it might be a little early for the C word, but you have some great offers for Christmas parties, don't you? You've obviously got some great chefs, and I've been very lucky to be on the British Belmond for our Ace Christmas party, which was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. So I can speak firsthand of having the privilege of doing this on the British Pullman. So you're going to talk a little bit about what else can be done at Christmas.
Absolutely. Well, the British Pullman is an interesting train because it's actually the little sister of the Venice Sample and Orient Express. So really, you have those gorgeous 1920s carriage that have been restored. They have incredible story. But this train departs from London Victoria, so very central, very easy to get to. And for Christmas, we've worked on some wonderful experiences. I think everybody has been away apart for so long that we wanted to offer people an opportunity to live something extraordinary, but again, in a private, exclusive environment where they feel very safe. So we relaunched the train on the 1st of August, which we were very happy about. And actually, by the end of this month, 2/3 of our portfolio will be reopened, which we are thrilled about. And so from now up until the end of November, we have some lovely journeys, be it a round trip journey towards the Garden of England, Kent, when you can have a wonderful 5-course lunch and wines and champagne, but also some very new, you mentioned celebrity chef, and of course having, for example, Raymond Blanc as one of our key chefs within the portfolio. We love to invite them on board and create special experiences. So we will have Raymond Blanc himself in September, Michel Roux Jr. in October, and you can privatize a carriage for a group of up to 16. At a reduced group rate, which is really lovely. And then coming into the end of November and December, we will start our Christmas journeys, and we've just added a wonderful one on the 9th of December. We will have a Christmas lunch hosted by Jason Atherton, so the Michelin star chef, partnering with one of our sister brand, Moet et Chandon, also part of LVMH. They will pair each course with one of their wonderful champagne, including some beautiful vintage. So really, if you're looking to celebrate Christmas in a very special way, 9th of December on the train could be fantastic. And I hope I can have you guys back.
Yes. I would love to come back. And as you know, I love Michel Roux Jr. I've been very lucky to dine with him at the Langham Hotel. He's always so charismatic and so personable. And all those chefs, actually, they're all excellent.
I adore him. I used to have an office just behind the garage, and he used to have his haircut done just down the office, and we were staring by the window. He's incredible. He's so talented.
He is. And obviously Raymond Blanc of Manoir as well. So we're all very familiar with that property too. So I think there's some great options for Christmas, because I think, you know, the large Christmas parties are probably not going to go ahead, but if we can privatise small carriages, I'll have a word with the boss, then I'd love to come back and see it again. It is really a once in a lifetime experience, isn't it? And great that you're doing some very special offers.
If you've been away from your team or from loved ones for a long time, it's a great way to get together and create, you know, unforgettable experience together.
Yeah, and dress up.
Yes, always a good opportunity.
Yes. Although I have dressed up today, I've put a dress on and red lipstick, as I knew you would. So always glamorous, my friend.
You can never be overdressed on one of the Belmond trains. That is absolutely true.
I see my feather boa out the loft as we speak. So anyway, lovely to speak. Some very unusual offerings there, and we can post some of the offers for the Christmas parties as well, which I think would be great. So thank you so much. Lovely to speak.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been lovely and always a pleasure to catch up with you. Thank you, Jackie. Merci.
See you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye.